Hello and welcome back, students. In earlier episode we have studied numerical based on combination of resistance in series and parallel both together, type 1. Now today we will practice type 2 questions. Now type 2 questions are based on diagram having two resistors back to back in series and one other resistor in addition to it in parallel direction. Say two resistors are back to back in series and another resistor in combination with it in parallel. First one is 6 ohm, second one is 4 ohm and R3 is 10 ohm. A very simple question. Whole circuit is connected to a battery of 10 volt. Calculate total resistance and second total current. Now, in type 2 question, first of all you have to take R1 and R2 as R dash, that is R dash are in series. So what was the formula? In series, I, that is current, is constant, potential difference is V1 plus V2 plus V3 and so on. Total resistance is R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus and so on. In parallel, current is I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus and so on. Potential difference is constant in parallel, and total resistance, inverse of total resistance is sum of inverse of individual resistances, that is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 and so on. Another formula, Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R. Now in this question, first of all we have to solve R dash, which is in series. So for series combination, resistance R dash will be what? R1 plus R2, that is 6 plus 4, 10 ohm. 6 plus 4, 10 ohm is R dash. Okay, now we can redraw this diagram in this pattern also. This one is R3, that is 10 ohm, and these two both together are R dash, that is we had calculated earlier, which is also 10 ohm. Now total resistance, since these two are in parallel now, so total resistance, that is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R dash plus 1 by R3. Okay, that is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10, this is 2 by 10, so 1 by R will be what? 1 by 5, so resistance will be what? 5 ohm. So total resistance is 5 ohm. This is first part. For second part, we have to calculate total current. Potential difference is given how much? That is 10 volt. Total resistance we had calculated, that is 5 ohm. So use Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R, that is 10 is equal to I into 5. So current will be what? 10 by 5, that is 2 ampere. Okay. Second question, two resistors are back to back in series, that is 2 ohm and 3 ohm. Third resistor is in combination to both of the diagram in parallel. R3 is 5 ohm. Whole circuit is connected to a battery of 10 volt. Find first part total resistance and second part total current. These type of questions are very simple. You can calculate by seeing the diagram. Okay, since these two are in series, so add these together, that is 2 plus 3 5 ohm, and the rest upper and lower diagrams are in parallel, so 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5, that will be 2 by 5. If you reverse for final answer, it will be what, 5 by 2 ohm, that is 2.5 ohm. Okay, for first part, now take these two as R dash. Since R1 and R2 are in series, so R dash will be what, R1 plus R2, that is 2 plus 3 5 ohm is R dash. Okay, now we can redraw this diagram in this pattern also. This is R3, which is 5 ohm, and these two are R dash. This is also 5 ohm. So the total resistance since these two are in parallel combination, so total resistance, that is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R dash plus 1 by R3. 1 by R dash plus 1 by R3, that is what, 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5, 2 by 5. So 1 by R is 2 by 5. Okay, so R will be what, 5 by 2 ohm, that is 2.5 ohm is the total resistance. This is the first part. For second part, potential difference is given 10 volt. Total resistance we had calculated how much, that is 2.5 ohm. We have to find current. So use Ohm's law. V is equal to I into R. That is 10 is equal to I into 2.5. So I will be what, 10 by 2.5, that is 4 ampere current. The next question, question number 3, very simple one. First one, R1 1 ohm, R2 1 ohm, and this is R3 2 ohm. Find total resistance. Now you can solve this question in mind also by visualizing this diagram. Okay, you can redraw this diagram in this pattern also. If you hold this point and stretch this wire like this way, so it can be redrawn in this pattern also from P to Q point. Okay, current is flowing from P to Q point. So when current starts flowing, current divides into two parts, here and here also. Okay, so it comes into parallel. So when current passes from this point, it divides into two parts, upper and lower part. Okay, upper part, there are two resistors, R1 and R2, which are in back-to-back series. Okay, this is R1, this is R2, and when current passes through the bottom part, it goes straight, okay, to point Q. This is R3. So if you remember the previous diagram, this is the previous diagram also. Okay, this one is 1 ohm, this one is also 1 ohm, this is 2 ohm. So you can solve it by saying the diagram also. This is R dash, that is R1 and R2, 1 and 1 2 ohm, and this one is R3, which is in parallel combination. So R dash and R3 are in parallel, that is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 1 ohm. Okay, this is the total resistance. Very simple one. So take R1 and R2 as R dash. So R1 plus R2 is equal to R dash, that is 1 plus 1, 2 ohm is R dash. Now redraw this diagram in this pattern also. this is R3, and these two are taken as R dash. Okay, R3 is how much? 2 ohm, and R dash is also how much? 2 ohm. So total resistance will be what? That is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, 1 ohm. 1 by R is 1 by R dash plus 1 by R3. That is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, 2 by 2. 1 by R is 1, so R will be what? 1 ohm. Now let's start with some tricky question, but we will start with basic one. R1 2 ohm, R2 2 ohm, R3 2 ohm, R4 4 ohm, R5 4 ohm. Find total resistance. This question is quite lengthier, but very simple one. Okay, so you have to take these two as R dash. They are in parallel, so apply parallels formula, that is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, that is 1 by 2, 1 by 2, how much? 1 ohm. Okay, and take these two as R double dash, so these are also in parallel, so 1 by R dash will be what? 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, that is 2 by 4, 1 by 2. So if you reverse this, so it will be 2 ohm. So this is 1 ohm, this is 2 ohm, and this is 2 ohm. So at the end, all of these three are in series, so add all of these values. So total resistance will be what? 5 ohm. Very simple one. In this question, first of all, you have to solve R dash, that is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 2 by 2. So 1 by R dash is 1, R dash is 1 ohm. Next, we have to solve R double dash, that is 1 by R double dash is equal to 1 by R4 plus 1 by R5, that is what? 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, 2 by 4, that is 1 by R double dash will be what? 1 by 2, so R double dash will be 2 ohm. Now we can redraw this diagram in this pattern also. This is R dash, this one is R3 2 ohm, and this one is R double dash. Okay, this one is R dash, this one is R3, and this one is R double dash. So R dash is how much? 1 ohm, and R double dash is how much? 2 ohm. So the total resistance will be what? All of these three are in series. Add them all. R is equal to R dash plus R3 plus R double dash. 1 plus 2 plus 2, that is 5 ohm is the total resistance. Next question. This one is also tricky, but if you can visualize, this question is very simple one. R1 10 ohm, R2 20 ohm, R3 20 ohm, R4 30 ohm, R5 30 ohm. The path of current is from point A to point B. Okay, now to solve this question, imagine that you have to go from point A to point B. Okay, so there are three ways to go from point A to point B. If you go from upper side, so R1 and R2 are in series, that is R dash. Okay, if you go from the bottom side, that is R4 and R5 are also in series, that is R double dash. If you go from the middle, you will reach straight forward to point B. Okay, So if we redraw this diagram in this pattern, we have to go from point A to point B. So there are three ways: upper, middle path and lower path. If you go from upper path, there are two resistors R1 and R2. This one is R1, this one is R2. If you go from the middle path, you will straight reach to the point B, crossing R3. If you go from the bottom path, there will be two resistors, that is R4 and R5. Okay, so take these two as R dash and these two as R double dash. So R dash and R double dash both are in series. So R dash will be what? That is R1 plus R2. That is how much? 10 plus 20. R dash is 30 ohm. For R double dash is R4 plus R5. Both are in series. So values are 30 plus 30. How much? R double dash comes out to be 60 ohm. Okay. Now we can redraw this diagram in this pattern. From A point to B point, there were three ways. Okay, upper part is R dash, middle part is R3, and lower part is R double dash. Okay, so if you see, these three are in parallel. So the total resistance will be what? That is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R dash plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R double dash. That is 1 by 30 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 60. If you take LCM of all these values, it will come out to be 60. Now simplify this. 2 plus 3 plus 1, that is 6 upon 60. So 1 by R is equal to 1 by 10. R will be what? 10 ohm. Okay.